And we've got Bob Dillard for our pregame show, and down on the field we had some conflicts with Parent-Teacher Day. But Bob, the Green Wave come in here, and they're a big, strong, physical football team.
Yeah, that's true, Tommy. They, they're huge up front, and their running backs their fullbacks 240 pounds, their tailbacks 220, and there's no misdirection or hidden ball stuff when they've got the football. They're going to line up and they're going to run the football at you and attempt to run over you. They're a big, strong, physical team.
And they have played their better football later in the season. Not good for us, but pretty good for the Wave.
Yeah, they've played good football here recently. They played Riverdale. It wound up 39-10, but it was a much closer ball game than that. And they have a way of just keeping the football away from you and pounding it at you and running it down your throat. So it's going to be a challenge for us to stop them.
And when we get the ball back, they're going to throw a lot of looks at us on their defense.
Yeah, they're typical Gallatin on defense. They're going to run their 50 and slant and pinch and move their linebackers around, and they're going to get in a 60 front and eagle their tackles down, widen their linebackers, and all the things that Gallatin always does, they're going to do tonight.
And does that make it tougher? Do we kind of have to streamline what we want to do offensively to make sure we know what the block is against any defense?
Well, we've tried to streamline our offense some and simplify it to the plays that we feel like we can run against any front that they line up in, and hopefully that'll take the confusion out, because we feel like a football player can't be aggressive and confused at the same time. He's got to know his assignment. If he's out there thinking and he's not reacting, then we don't want him doing that. We want him knowing what to do and reacting and getting after him.
Bob, have a good night tonight.
Thank you.
Bob Dillard, head coach of the Blue Devils, with you here on the pregame. We'll be back for the kickoff of Lebanon Gallatin after this timeout.
The Bob Dillard pregame show with head coach Bob Dillard and your host, Tommy Bryan. Brought to you by Greg Brothers Car Wash, Aflac, Chum's Convenience Stores, and Lebanon Heating and Air Conditioning. Glennis Videos, in association with Lebanon Cablevision, presents Lebanon High School Blue Devil Football 1996. Play-by-play by Clyde Harville. Your commentary brought by Tommy Bryan. Stats by Terry Stafford. And your sideline reporter, John Bryan. Broadcast is brought to you by the following Blue Devil supporters: Bakes and Hooker, First Bank and Trust, First Baptist Church, Hartman Luggage Company, K.O. Lester Cash and Carry, Lebanon Cablevision, Lee and Lee Attorneys, Partlow Funeral Chapel, Perma-Pipe Division, Piggly Wiggly, Rochelle McCullough and Alls, Square One Express and Hallmark Drive-Thru, TRW, Commercial Steering Division, UMC, University Medical Center. Please let our supporters know that you enjoy the telecast.
Hi, I'm Joy Ansfelder, a senior varsity football cheerleader at Lebanon High School. We are here with Karen Castings of Lebanon Cablevision. We would like to thank them for their support of Lebanon football and present to them this Blue Devil souvenir.
Well, thank you. Everybody at Lebanon Cablevision is proud to support the Lebanon Blue Devils.
We love you, Blue!
For the Green Wave will be Joe Robb, who plays at a defensive tackle, and the tailback, Tay Garrett. And now for the introduction of the officials and the toss of the coin, here's our sideline reporter, John Bryan.
Thank you, Tommy. The referee this evening will be Gary Eads, the umpire Harold King, the line judge Randy Dalton, the head linesman will be Bart Fight, the back judge Jim Ward, and the electronic clock operator this evening, Mr. Bill Wynn. So here's Gary Eads with the instructions to the team captains.
First
guys, there are a few things I'd like you to do for me. Have a good time out here. Play your best. Respect each other. And listen to us. We'll all work together, okay? Good luck to both of you. You're going to call it while it's in the air. If I drop it, we'll toss it again. There's a head. The flat side is tails, okay? In the air, please. 2. He called tails. It is a tail. You have won the toss. You want to defer, receive the first half. You want to defer to the second half. Okay. Gallatin won the toss.
Gallatin's won the toss, Tommy, and has elected to defer to the second half. The Blue Devils will receive, and that's how it's going to be starting out this big Blue Devil and Green Wave fight tonight.
John, it sounded for a second like Joe Robb said he wanted to kick the football.
Well, he did say that, Tommy, and Gary Eads was quick to give him his options, which I've never heard done before. But anyway, it worked out. They have elected to defer, and that's what's going to happen. So
okay.
Stranger things have happened, but not many.
Lebanon's on the field. The Blue Devils burst through the paper in the double line formed by the Lebanon High Marching Band and the Blue Devil cheerleaders and some members of the student body. Lebanon dressed out in the home uniforms, the blue jerseys, white pants, white headgear. Gallatin across the way, the gold helmets, the gold pants, white jerseys, green numerals, and green trim. Gallatin 5-3 on the year. Lebanon 1-7. Lebanon wants to play well in this football game. The problem, something bad happens and you're 1-7 on the year, and maybe the air starts going out just a little bit. Gallatin, a very strong physical football team, particularly on offense. Defensively, they want to come at you with that quickness, stunt up front, mess up what you're trying to do in the backfield. Keys to the game, Lebanon protecting Damon Pitt, maybe trying to get some semblance of a running game going. Gallatin just wants to hang on to the football and grind it out and occasionally get it to their talented senior split receiver, Charlie Brooks. Kicking off for the Green Wave tonight will be Jay Kelly. Deep to return for the Blue Devils, Tony McCarver, be flanked by O.J. Easter. And let's see who else we've got up close, Brian Reeves. So McCarver in the middle, Kelly to kick it away for the Green Wave. And here with the play-by-play call of tonight's game, Clyde Harville.
Okay, thanks a lot, Tommy. Let's play football. Gallatin will kick, and here is the kick. Long and deep, and it's going to back the freshman McCarver up to the 1-yard line. Going to fumble it, pick it up, head upfield, get back to the 5, to the 10, and get hit at the 10 and knocked back, and the Blue Devils are in a hole to start with on their own 10-yard line. Usually that happens, you find a little seam, but McCarver did not find one, and Gallatin was right there with a good coverage.
Good coverage by the Green Wave as they had a couple of guys down there in a hurry. Among those, Tashard Barr, a backup fullback for the Green Wave. Damon Pitt comes out. He'll be the quarterback. Brian Reeves and Matt Greer behind him in the backfield.
Blue Devils got 90 yards to go if they want to get us something on the board here in the early going. Hankins splits wide to the left, or to the short side of the field as they move from your left to right as you listen in. Here's a pitch back to the tailback, and he's going to be hit around the 5 and dropped at the 5, and it's going to be about a 5-yard loss, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 15. Gallatin all over the tailback, Matt Greer.
John, nobody blocked the corner, Hal Bowden. He came free, and Greer never had anywhere to go.
Tommy, he didn't even get slowed down. Nobody even came close to blocking him, and therefore Matt Greer, as soon as he got the ball, was stuck right in the backfield.
Lebanon now looking at a 2nd and 15 from their own 5-yard line. Got to be careful back here. Hankins comes to the near side, wide side of the field. Pitt is the quarterback. The tailback is Greer. Pitt wants to throw. Fires long, and there's nobody there. He was going for Hankins. Hankins turned in instead of going all the way down the field. A little mix-up there between the receiver and the quarterback, and Hankins made a turn at about the 25, and the ball was thrown up at about the 45.
John Hankins ran the curl route, and Damon threw the fly.
Little mix-up there, a little confusion. He wasn't open either way, I don't think. They had 3 Gallatin defenders back there in the deep quarter.
Lebanon now going to put 3 receivers out, 1 to the far side, 2 to the near side, and they hand it to the fullback Reeves up the middle, and he's going to get over the 5 to the 6 to the 7, maybe made the 8-yard line. And Lebanon's going to have to kick the football away, and this is just exactly the start that the Blue Devils did not want. They needed to pick up a couple of first downs back there. The first play got them deep in a hole, and now they've got to kick it away, and Pitt will have to kick from his own end zone.
Chris Bain returns tonight to long snap for Lebanon. He's had the knee problem all year long. He's back in there to long snap.
All right, the Blue Devils to kick. Fourth down. Pitt's got time. Here comes the rush, and boy, they almost got it. But he knuckles it out of there, and it's going to hit up around the 34-yard line, and they're going to mark it. Well, let's see. He's stopped at the 35. Now he's going to come back down to the 30. So Gallatin will have it at the Lebanon 30. Well, call it the 31, about the 30.5-yard line, and the Green Wave are in business here early in the ball game. 10:25 remaining in the opening period.
Terry, what about that kick?
Tommy, the line of scrimmage was the 8. It goes out of bounds at the 31, so the punt only good for 23 yards. Gallatin on Lebanon's 31.
Gallatin on the offense. And they give it to Rogan coming to the near side, and the big fullback blasts through there and crosses the 30 down over the 28 to the 26-yard line. They'll mark it on the 27. A gain of about 3. Lebanon playing that one pretty well. Second down 7 for the Wave. Garrett, the tailback, coming in, and going out was the guy that carried that football, and that was Tashard Barr on the carry, 34. Gallatin, 2 receivers near side. Quarterback Brian Adams underneath, man in motion. Coming toward the middle of the field, and Adams going to keep it. Slide outside, get hit as he reaches the 25, knocked back to the 26. They may give him the 25, so it's going to bring up a third and about 4. Lebanon again playing the run pretty well and holding the quarterback to about a couple of yards there.
Nice job by Tim Kelly, the weak side linebacker. Gallatin came with what they call the ice option. They fake the ice play, isolation on the linebacker. The quarterback pulls it, and he takes off on the option play. Normally, he's not going to pitch it.
So it's almost a 3rd and 5 situation for Gallatin at the Lebanon 25. Adams, pitch back to his tailback, Garrett, shooting for the far side. Garrett, a hit and falls forward, may have the first down. Depending upon the spot, it's going to be awfully close. It's Barr again on the carry. I beg your pardon. But it is 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. First down 10 for Gallatin at the Lebanon 20. Gallatin on the move after a short Lebanon punt. They kicked to the Blue Devils. Lebanon couldn't move from their 10-yard line. Have to kick it from the end zone. Didn't get the good kick, out of bounds at the 31. And here's Gallatin with a 1st and 10 at the Lebanon 20. Gallatin going to jump. Now it's going to be a 1st and 15 because the big guy on the right side, Shane Duke, 6'1", 206-pound senior, jumped the gun and shot through the Lebanon line before the ball snapped. That'll cost him 15 and move it back to the 25. And it'll be 1st and 15.
Well, I guarantee you Shane will hear about that when he gets home because his dad is the offensive line coach, Steve Duke, and he was a full count ahead of the rest of that Gallatin offensive front. It was obvious moving before the count.
Double wideouts coming to the near side. Adams, quarterback underneath. On a 1st and 15 from the Lebanon 25. And they hand it off to the big guy through the middle. Breaks a tackle. Shoots over the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Rogan, the big fullback. Lebanon had him for 2 or 3 yards, but he's a load. 6', 230-pound senior. And he's going to pick up about 7 yards and bring up a 2nd down and 8 situation, almost 2nd and 9.
Lebanon can't tackle a guy like Rogan just by grabbing a piece of him. They've got to body up and lock up on him. He is a load.
Gallatin on the move at the Lebanon 18. 2nd down, 8. And again, they give it this time to Garrett, Tay Garrett, and he hits the 15-yard line. Might have nosed inside to the 14, no more. And it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 3 or 4 situation for Gallatin. Let's see where they're going to spot that football just exactly. They're going to give him the 14. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Wave at the Lebanon 14-yard line. So the Blue Devils, if they get out of this with a field goal or a field goal try, it will be wonderful for the Blue Devils. 14-yard line, 3rd down 4 for Gallatin. Brooks goes wide to the right. The only receiver out. Man in motion.